Hello and welcome to your weeks 1 through 4 first 8 breathography fundamentals, where we add in a physio ball and some attention to your neutral spine. Still begin with our fundamentals weeks 1 through 4 as far as learning your zip up activation and learning your fundamental breathography technique, how to perform the engaged exhalation and how to perform the engaged inhale. This instructional video is meant for the person who wants to increase recruitment of the pelvic floor by sitting on a physio ball, and a postnatal individual is someone like you who's going to find a lot of value out of sitting on a physio ball in order to more deeply recruit the pelvic floor and make that connection to your deep core. All that you need for equipment today is your Ab-Ribbon and a physio ball. If you would like to have a wall, additionally, to be able to have the feedback as to where your posture is in space, then please have a wall behind you as well, and that will help to aid in stability using the physio ball or the stability ball. So let's sit on the ball right now, and I want you to feel equal weight between your two sit bones. Additionally, if you do have a wall behind you, why don't you lean back on the wall lightly so that you can feel your head, you can feel your shoulders, you can feel your ribs, and you can feel your sacrum back against the wall. Now, here we want to try to avoid squishing our low back into the wall, falling into a tuck. We really want to try to find our neutral spine. Now, one method of finding your neutral spine is making a triangle with your hands and just putting your hands on your pelvis. And at that place of maximum exhale where you're loosening the ab ribbon, are the fingertips and the thumbs about flush with one another? If the fingertips are forward, which means the pubic bone is forward, most likely means that you're moving into a tuck position. If the fingertips are behind the heels of the hands, then most likely you're in an anterior tilt. And we want to try to find that space about halfway in between the two. Now, the first few weeks, the first 8 weeks postnatally, it is okay for you to move, of course, through your whole spine and really emphasize that time in imprint position or finding that posterior pelvic tilt so that you can help unwind and restore yourself after being in such an intense anterior tilt for the past 9 months. We've really made space for our baby, flaring the ribs, pushing the pelvis back so that the organs are displacing as our baby's growing. Now we want to find that place where we're closing the ribs, and we're finding that neutral. Now, if you need to spend some time in imprint where you're flattening the low back against the wall to find those deep muscles and then return to a neutral after that, that's okay. That might be very helpful for you to really fuse that area. We don't want to overdevelop that position in an imprint, in a flat back, because we do end up over recruiting our superficial abdominal muscles, and our deepest abdominal muscles are not at their place of greatest mechanical advantage when we're in that very deeply tucked position. And that's why we do want to aim to find our neutral spine even in the first few weeks postnatally. You're not even cleared to exercise yet. We are just working on positioning of the pelvis, practicing our breathography, using that breathing to more deeply connect to your respiration. So here, lean back against the wall, or if you don't have a wall behind you, pretend like there's a wall behind you. And let's practice our zip up activation, our weeks 1 through 4 zip up activation, which takes 6 total beats on a hiss exhalation to zip up. So let's take it slowly and practice. Hiss, pelvic floor pulls together, it zips up, it pulls back, navel, ribs, shoulders, head, double engaged inhale, 1, 2, 8-second exhale, 2 beats blow, 2 beats hiss, 2 beats soft shish, 2 beats loud shish. Now that ribbon is loose by the end of that loud shish. Let's take the 6 beat zip up again. Hiss 1, lift 2, navel 3, ribs 4, shoulders 5, head 6, double inhale, 1, 2, blow for 2 seconds. Hiss. Now keep that pelvic floor lifting away from the ball. Loud shish. Now inhale, 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 inhale. Now, remember what we worked on in that first video is 2 engaged inhales and 2 released inhales at the conclusion of your 8-second exhale. Learn that pattern well, because we are going to be cyclically performing that pattern in conjunction with all of our exercises. So let's take it from the zip up again. Pelvic floor together, zip up, navel, ribs, shoulders, head, double engaged inhale, 1, 2, 2 seconds on a blow. Now lift that pelvic floor, hiss, softly shushing, loudly shushing, loosen the ribbon. Shh. 2, engaged, 2, released. 1, 2, released. 2, zip up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, engaged inhales. 1, 2, 2 seconds on a blow. 2 seconds on a hiss. 2, engaged, 2, released. 1, 2, released. 2, zip up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, engaged. 2, 1, 2, blow. Hiss. Softly shushing, pelvic floor pulls together and pulls up loud. Shush. 2, engaged. 2, released. 1, 2, zip up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, engaged. 1, 2, blow for 2 seconds. Hiss for 2 seconds. Softly shushing, loosen the ribbon gently on the loud shush. 2, engaged, 2, released. 1, 2, released. Let's take it again. Zip up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, engaged. 1, 2, blow for 2 seconds. Lift the pelvic floor again, away from the ball. 2, engaged. 1, 2, 2, released. Zip up. 1, 2, navel, ribs, shoulders, head engaged 2 times. 1, 2, blow for 2 seconds. Hiss, pulling together with the pelvic floor and pulling up. Loud shush. 2, engaged, 2, released. 1, 2, everything releases, dropping the pelvic floor and release. Now, I recommend going through, finding your neutral spine and using a wall behind you, because that's going to help you feel where the sacrum is in space, where the pelvis is in space, so that you can really emphasize and reinforce those beneficial postural patterns as you restore your core and you just simply use this slow breathing that not only is going to restore your autonomic nervous system, which is highly valuable during this time when you have a newborn, where your sleep is dysregulated. Use that slow breathing to find a greater place of calm, and in conjunction, perform your core breathing exercises. You need both, and you really need both every single day after you give birth. Day 1, day 2, day 3, you can perform these gentle breathing exercises. We breathe every day. Why not add a rhythm and an intention to it, so that you're using that intentional breathing to very gently strengthen your core, your deep core, not your superficial core. That's why I don't want to overemphasize that tuck position. We want to find that nice neutral where you're zipping up and you're decreasing the circumference of the waist as you engage your transversus abdominis. And that is simply what the ab-ribbon is used for feedback, to enable you to more deeply connect to your transversus abdominis, especially in these first few weeks after giving birth. Congratulations, keep on breathing slowly, and I'll see you at the next video.